Okay, so good afternoon, evening, good evening. This video is barely going to be talking about any of my plants. It's not going to be a next major video, but it's not really going to be an update either, because the onions that we're supposed to be getting transplanted aren't ready to get transplanted, so I can't do that in this video, or else I'll be rushing them and they would probably die because they're just not ready yet. So in this video, I'll just be talking about everything that I use to grow the plants. I don't know if it'll be a good video, but I have to do a video at least. But I'm gonna talk about these peppers because I love them, even though there's probably no change in them since whenever the last video was. But they're beautiful. And this sweet potato plant is growing back very fast. So the first thing, the closest thing is this Miracle Grow plant food that's 80% nitrogen, 80% phosphorus, and 21% potassium, as it says here. Let's see, I've memorized it, which is actually a lot of nutrients to have in here. Usually stuff would be like 5% in each one, or like 0% in two of them, and then really high in another one. This one is 18, 18, 21, which is really big numbers. It's also running out, but I fertilize my plants with that every week or two. And the next thing here is this really very large bag of peat moss, but it's currently hydrophobic because it dried out, and in order to make it hydrophobic again, you have to take some out, mix it with water until the water sticks to it, because if you don't, when you put water on it, the peat moss just stays totally dry, and water runs off the edges of it, and moss stays dry instead of absorbing water. So if I could find a container, I could show an example of that happening. And also, this here is a bucket of rainwater, a 5-gallon bucket that catches water when it falls off the ear. I don't really have a lot to show about what I use to grow plants because I don't buy stuff to help with them that often. It's mostly just rainwater and compost and sugar fertilizer. But I wasn't supposed to fill up this container. It's very light and airy. It's great for making a seed starting mix and doesn't need to have a lot of nutrients because too much nutrients could overwhelm seeds and kill them. But it makes soil better at absorbing and draining water. It gives more little air pockets in the soil so that roots can breathe oxygen, because for some reason plants' roots need to breathe oxygen. So you need to have good airy soil. I don't even know how I was planning to show this. I feel like if I submerge it in water, then no matter how hydrophilic it is, well, one thing you can see, it's floating. But as I'm saying, you can see it's floating, which it does because it's very light and it's hydrophobic. But see, look, all the peat moss just floated above the water in one mass, and all the water's down here, and all the peat moss is up here, and they are not mixed. They will not mix together at all. I don't know where I'm gonna put this peat moss now. It's full of water, but it's also not full of water at the same time. I'll just pour it in the compost bin. It's about how water's pouring out of it, but it's also perfectly dry. when it dries out all the way, it's really hard to get it to be wet again. That was actually cool, I think. It was pouring water out of it, but it was still totally dry. So the next thing to go over is the compost. And I have a bag of watermelon rinds here to put the compost, but I don't know if it would decompose well because watermelon skin is very thick and it's thick so that bugs don't get through it. But well, there they are. I poured the peat moss in here. Well, when I mix it up, it looks very nice underneath. Then when you leave it to dry, it looks the same as it did on the top. And then, I don't know if it's an okay idea or not, but any bag of stuff I get to put in the compost, I just put it back here. Here is bone meal fertilizer that has a lot of phosphorus in it because that's a bunch of metal. Here is a dog. She doesn't help me with gardening at all, but she's very lovely. Okay, do you think I can throw this into the compost? Ruby! Ruby! Okay, well, I won't hit her, don't worry. Ruby, come on, move. Great throw. Go away, Ruby. Anyways, I was gonna say, this little mound of dirt here on top of the cardboard doesn't look as good as I thought it would. And I think it's because the mound should be wider. Like, if it extended to cover all these weeds here and it went all the way to the wall, it would look so much better. But I would need more dirt and it would take more time to take out all these weeds. But I'll do it eventually. I'll have all the weeds out of this whole area and cover it with cardboard or mulch eventually. And so the next thing then is the tools, although we're kind of running out of daylight and I might have to finish recording this tomorrow. But here is, I think it's just a regular pitchfork that we got so we could move around lots of mulch, but we don't have lots of mulch to move around anymore. So now I use it for turning the compost. It does that very well. And also raking the soil to get weed seedlings out of it. So it doesn't really have many other uses right now. Then the next tool, this one that I like a lot, is called an action hoe. And this is like a blade. It's not a very sharp blade because it gets used a lot, but I need two hands to hold it, so I can't really record myself doing it. What you do is you like hit it against the ground hard. You have to hit it against the ground at an angle so that the blade is at an angle and it cuts all the stems and roots or whatever it hits. It's very good at getting weeds and grass out of an area. I'll just do it a little bit and then show those. That's the amount of grass that I cleared in like less than a minute of using it. So I think that's pretty good. It doesn't have any other uses other than pulling up weeds and grass though. And then I'll have to finish recording this video tomorrow because it's getting too dark outside. I think this palm tree looks beautiful in the sun like that.